Hello there and welcome to the Canterbury Faire podcast. My name is Ian Kofal. I will be your host. This is our opportunity to let you get to know what goes on behind the curtains of Canterbury Faire a little bit more. We get a lot of questions about everything that goes on during Faire and all the work that goes on into setting it up. So we thought we'd give you a chance to get to know some of the players who you meet at Faire and just get a little more understanding of all the work that we put in to put on this show. So here we're going to be opening up the interviews with the Queen Mother herself, Nancy White.
Hello.
The progenitor of our Faire, the lady who made all of this possible in the first place, pretty much. So yeah, Nancy, go ahead. Introduce yourself. Let us know who you are and what characters you play at Faire.
Well, I'm more commonly known around Faire site as Lady Nancy. My job is to make it all happen. I couldn't do it without my phenomenal staff. So right now I want to give my staff big kudos because they are phenomenal. The character I play is Chief Cook and Bottle Washer, I think. I don't actually play a specific character. A lot of people do. Mm-hmm. So my problem is that I'm always doing so many other things that to sit down and to play a character just doesn't work.
Okay.
So, but for me, I'm Lady Nancy, and that's what I'm known as. And for me, I've learned a lot about me in doing this.
And a lot of interest, because I know you already have White Wind Farms,
right,
which is already your full-time gig.
Yes, I train horses and riders for the show ring jumpers, hunters and jumpers. Mm-hmm.
And this isn't the first public show you've put on. You used to do the Halloween.
Yes, the Tomb of Doom.
The Tomb of Doom.
The Tomb of Doom actually was also progressive creation. It started out actually as a huge Halloween party for my farm people, for my clients, and then it got to be so much work we decided to make it public and see if we could get some more money.
Start charging admission for it.
Yeah, and it worked. It was hot. It was a great show. It was based on Egypt and mummies and spiders but you know what I discovered was that the Halloween events are a dime a dozen. Haunted events are a dime a dozen. However, a Renaissance fair is so unique that the people seem to be more interested. It was easier to sell, not only to the JQ public, but to the media as well. Media really likes to make these things happen.
Yeah, plus you can spread it out. I mean, you could have a spring Renaissance fair. We do ours in the summer, but there's some that happen closer to fall. And
there are Renaissance fairs that happen.
A Halloween gig, you really only have one time
right,
of the
and
year.
it's cold.
Yeah.
For us, it gets hot, but then it's cold. But there are Renaissance fairs all over the country. There's quite a few very large ones in Southern California, and the circuit is huge, and there's a lot of people who just go from show to show to show to show. I have people that actually came last year from New York and Florida. We had participants from 10 states. And, the people just travel, like the people from New York and from Florida, and they just go from show to show. And they're coming again this year, too.
So my first series of questions going to be just some general stuff relating to pretty much all of our fair participants. When and where was your first Renaissance fair?
Oh my! I had been to the one in Arizona and one in California, and one here in Oregon, and I thought about it for several years. And interestingly enough, I couldn't figure out where to do it. And one day, it just hit me that I could do it here. So it's actually at my farm. But I had gone to several, and I thoroughly, thoroughly enjoyed it. The thing I liked the most was dancing. When the Pearwood Pipers came out, and they were teaching dancing, and I just thought that was really good fun.
Okay. All right. Going back to when you first started attending these, what was your initial reaction when got into the Renaissance fair scene? It's way different than what you would normally. What was your initial reaction walking into that in Arizona and California?
Well, being a horseman, it really, of course, the joust was something that was very interesting to me. Some shows have vaulting and gymnastics on horses and acrobats on horses, and that's a lot of fun too. But the horses and their role in the history was really fun for me. And, and watching how the horses did. I have actually played night games since then, and it really is a lot of fun. Some fairs, when I walked in, was just kind of like a country fair, and with a Renaissance theme, and the clothing was Renaissance and this and that. And some were really had you involved in the village itself, which is my goal. I want people to walk in and go, wow, I'm in the 1500s, as much as you can do with the modern crowd.
And what is it that you like about the Renaissance period? Why is it that you chose that type of fair?
I don't know. I think history is really interesting to me. I've always been interested in the West, again, because I'm a horseman. Mm-hmm. But I don't know. There's just something about that time. The clothing, I just think is really fun. Absolutely fun clothing. And the chivalry and the knights and, hey, men in kilts. Can't beat that. Yeah.
So what is it that you like most about Canterbury?
About Canterbury?
Yes.
Well, there's two things. One, a few years ago, I was walking through the village, and there were so many people there, and it's set in the trees, and it's very. We try to black out all modern stuff as much as possible. So the hope is that when you walk into Canterbury Fair in Silverton, you have left modern time and you've dropped back into the 1500s. As much as you can actually do. So we try to produce a little bit of a living history with the demonstrations and this and that. But I was walking through the village, and I'm looking at this. There were so many people there, and I went, wow, I made this. But I didn't, because really I couldn't do it without my staff. But, I was like, this is amazing. Oh my gosh. But I like the ambiance that we are able to create. I think that's really cool.
What are some of your favorite activities that take place at Faire?
Well, of course, the joust. The Imperial Knights have been with me for the last 6 years. Mm-hmm. Well, 5 years, and they're coming up this year. Mm-hmm. Yeah, the jousting troupe. They are very much professionals. They're very good at what they do. Every year it's a wee bit different. They add a few things. One year they had the Green Knight jousting, and it turned out to be a woman. And she was as effective as all the men, which is a lot of fun to watch. Last year they got into playing with fire, which is okay because the jousting arena is nowhere near trees and there's nothing that can catch fire, so that worked out real well. So that was really fun and exciting. So I really do like the joust, and they're good people, they're good professionals, and they're good horsemen.
The show within the show.
The show within the show, absolutely. They're good people. The other thing I love is the interaction of the royal court. I think our queen is drop dead gorgeous, and she's so approachable, and the nobles work hard at what they're going to do, basically what they're going to do to interact with each other and interact with the crowd, and I just think that's fun.
Yeah, one of my favorite moments is anytime you get to see the queen interact with someone under the age of 10.
Oh, I know. Oh my gosh.
Because, yeah.
There was a little girl that actually went out and practiced curtsy for, she was, her parents are part of site safety. She's like 3 years old. And so she met the queen, and she was so enamored that she spent the next 2 days, the next week actually, practicing her curtsy. So that when she got to meet the queen the next weekend, she could be a perfect curtsier. And that was so cool. That was so much fun to watch.
What is your fondest fair memory?
From Canterbury?
From any fair, really.
Like I said, the dancing. I really do like the dancing. The Renaissance dancing is very simple. It's a simpler time. And, and there was definitely a man and a woman, whereas now, it's kind of like we intermesh a little bit more. But I really do like the dancing. The activities, it's watching the participants interact with the people coming to visit. And that's a lot of fun to watch. Because some of the people don't know what to make of it. Some of the people just get right into it. And, and those people generally come in some kind of garb. Last year we had someone come in Star Trek stuff. I thought that was kind of weird, but okay. Mm-hmm. There's no rules, man. It's really cool.
Next question. What do you look forward to most about Faire?
As far as producing it, I look forward to how many people pull into the parking area. But no, I really look forward to being able to meet with my friends again, the participants. A lot of us have developed some, really good relationships and really close, and And we do the meet and greet, which on each Friday night, and where Faire actually provides finger food, and participants get together and chat and socialize, and but I just have a blast. Just, hey, hi, how you doing? That is so cool. And talking to, even just emailing and back and forth, and yeah, we're really excited about coming this year, and then they get here, and it's a warm family.
All right.
It's great.
Does that go for attending other fairs as well, when when you're not being the manager, but instead being there to play?
Oh, yeah.
Just love seeing all your old friends.
Yeah, it's so cool. Hey, yeah, how you doing? And then of course I get to spend more time with them too. And it's kind of a problem for people looking for me, because I can't get very far at one. You go from booth to booth, and it takes me about half an hour in each booth, to talk to people and this and that. So it's always real hard to find me.
All right, now to get to some more specifics about your actual role regarding Canterbury. The first question is, what moved Canterbury from just an idea to a reality? Something that when you decided to, yes, this is going to be the year.
When we pressed send to create the website, I about came out of my skin. It was, okay, commitment made. Oh my gosh, can we do this? And of course we could. And it was great.
What made you think, you know what, I should start the process? Yeah, I should start the process.
Finding a spot. Finding a spot to play was such a challenge. We looked at state facilities, we looked at some private ground, but they just weren't right, and this and that. And I'm looking around at home, I'm just standing around, and I look over to the area where the trees are, and I went, oh my gosh, that could work. So this is about February, and I wasn't even thinking Faire at the time. I just was just standing around on the deck looking out, and so I called Mike, who is my site manager. But anyway, Mike had been kind of involved in this the whole time, and I called him up and I said, Mike, you gotta come. I found the place. Just come on out to the farm and bring your muckers. I went out there by myself first, and I walked around, and it was berry bushes like crazy. But you could look around, and I could see the fair happening there. But oh my gosh, the work involved was amazing. And then the local dragon came. Well, okay. We blamed it on the local dragon because there were 3 piles of forest duff that I had to burn because, it needed to go, and it was just a wee past burning time. But I called, I got permission to burn. So Stupid here sets 3 different fires, big fires, right, in the middle of June, and promptly lost control of them. Yeah. So anyway, it was a little scorched that year. It was the first year. I was really embarrassed. I had to call the fire department. They had a blast. They put it out. Nobody got hurt.
Yeah, we had to clear out a lot of trees. I remember helping you with that, out there with the pole saw, limbing everything within reach.
Yeah, what a mess.
It was dense.
It was dense.
A lot of people don't. If you go out in the forest and you look at the trunks, you can see where all those branches used to be that we had to get rid of.
Yeah, well, now I don't think the scars are as much. But yeah, at first you could tell if you were looking. Yeah. It was really quite. It was a lot of job. So we just blamed all that scorching on the local dragon, and it worked.
My next question, what goes on behind the scenes of Canterbury? Like, let's start with 6 months before. What's going on regarding Canterbury?
Well, in about 6 months, we're actually, it's January. Mm-hmm. So in January, we actually start focusing on the vision for that year. We meet every month, once a month, for the most part. I meet with people, for specifics throughout the year. But in January, things start focusing in on what do we want this year to look like. And so every year we come up with something new. This year we've got a couple new things coming on. And I've worked really hard on the new entertainment. In January, we start bantering back and forth about what people see, what they want to do, blah, blah, blah. And then come February and March, we start honing in on the things that we're going to do. And by March, it's all set. The applications go out in January. The deadline is June 1st to actually become a participant. The vision and the direction that we want to go is pretty much set. in March. But we meet year-round. We meet once a month, every year-round, except December, where we simply meet for a Christmas party. But other than that, after Faire, we work on the good, the bad, and the ugly. What we liked, what we didn't like, what we don't want to do again. And then, we relax a little bit, let down, and then come January, we kick it up again.
All right. Now, 3 months from Faire. What's going on behind the scenes?
Panic! No, I'm just kidding. Well, things are pretty much set now. We know what the vision is. We start into our construction phase. A lot of it's done.
Yeah, the groundwork is really ramped down.
The groundwork is really, yes, and the grounds are no longer a disaster. And so in fact, I was out there yesterday, and there's some work we need to do out there, but it's not killer work. That's quite nice. Trees on the ground, however.
Okay.
So, but anyway, 3 months out, what do? We start into serious promotion. That's really the big focal point, is serious promotion. I'm tying down my radio stuff and my TV stuff, and this year we may even have more TV stuff, which we'll talk about later once we know what's going to happen for sure.
All right.
This year I'm trying some new things for promotion.
Like a podcast. Which I'm really excited about. So you people have to listen. And we're going to give you more and more to listen to as time goes on. So this is really an exciting new thing for me. So I guess really come the 3 months out, it's serious promotion. And then we tie down the vendors and the entertainers and and participants. We're always looking for volunteers. So yeah. All right. Behind the scenes 1 month before.
Serious panic. Everybody, I've got a great staff. I really do. I mean, everybody has specific jobs, but we all pitch in to get the job done. I mean, it's an overall affair, but for the most part, we all pitch in for the whole. Promotion, of course, is still happening big time. The nobles go out and pick that up toward the end. They go to the Saturday markets and the other events. They handle that. For me, it's grounds. I work real hard to get the grounds ready and make sure that that's not going to be a last minute, oh my God, we got to get this done. So I try to not have that, oh my gosh, we're going to die here. We're opening tomorrow and, we're still trying to figure out, which blade of grass goes where. So, yeah, but everybody has their job to do, and for them, we get it done. And my staff is phenomenal.
Okay.
And I'll volunteer, mind you.
So moving on to another question, a little more open-ended here. If you were given unlimited time and resources, what would your ideal show look like?
Oh, okay. Well, if I had unlimited time and resources, okay, what you are going to see is permanent buildings. Yeah,
that's the goal.
That's what I would love to do. I don't ever see it happening. One of the problems is it would be a tough one to get through Marion County.
Okay.
They're really fussy about their agricultural land. Some other states aren't so fussy, or even counties, but Marion County is, and I really want to keep it in Silverton. But if I stayed on the exact same spot I'm on, what I would like to do is expand it out a little bit more. And right now it takes in 3 properties, but it can take in 5 properties. I would love to own all 5 of those properties and just really develop it. The trees are only on the 1 property. I would like to specifically plant trees, like oak trees, in specific spots. I mean, so say we can't do buildings, but we can plant trees and grass and stuff where we want things to happen. What I would like to do is have the planting be specific so that we could expand and still be under the trees and have the trees be planted specifically for that job.
Now, if you could achieve any one goal for this upcoming year, what would it be?
My goal is to have as many people come here to enjoy what we do. I would love to see the parking area overfull. That's what I would love to see. Because I think that if people come to this, they're going to walk in, they're going to look around and go, this is cool. In fact, a lot of people do. I know that I have people that visit. Last year, I know we had people come up from Sacramento specifically for this show. and San Francisco for this show because they told us. I've also had people come in from Washington and Idaho just to visit the fair. Participants, yeah, but visitors. So I would be just tickled to death if we had an overfilled parking area. That's my goal.
All right. Now, if you could tell yourself one thing 5 years ago about Faire, what would it be?
Don't do it. No, just kidding. Some people ask me why I didn't. I don't really know. I wasn't really sure what I was getting into. We had a lot of issues about foot traffic, and we solved those. I think the first year, if I had known then what I know now, which hindsight being a family gift, we would have had the foot traffic down a lot better. We had to learn that. But, I think even looking back on the first year, we did okay. You were here and, we did okay. There was definitely room for improvement, but, the people who came had a blast. The people who are here were successful. Again, my big goal is to overfill my parking area, which is probably about 10 acres now.
And finally, do you have any regrets regarding Faire?
None.
Not a one?
Not a one.
All right.
Not a one. It has been a journey, and has been a fun journey. I've met some phenomenal people. Have a blast with these people. Yeah, it's a lot of work, and it is somewhat stressful, and and I'm asking a lot of my family. They are very much involved. One daughter is my queen, who is absolutely lovely. It's a lot of work. It is a lot of work, and it is still all volunteer. Mm-hmm. So, no, I really have no regrets. In fact, I want to do another show, a Wild West show, which will be next year, along with Faire. Not at the same time, though. And it will be also a period show from 1840 to 1890, not a rodeo. So that's my next big gig. And I really think that both shows are going to be extremely popular. Going to be, Faire already is. And it is, the success of this fair is actually boggles my mind. We've been all over the internet. I've been in magazines, not by my design. I've had articles done that I had nothing to do with. Statesman Journal has been, which is a Salem paper, has been extremely supportive, and I think it was last year. Yeah, it was last year. They actually ran an article in August, and we're done the end of July. Mm-hmm. This was in August, and she just could not say enough great things about this fair, and it was a thrill. People come and they go, and I realize you can't please everybody, but 99% of the people who come in have had a blast. Not just a good time, but a blast. And to be able to put something on like that is just, wow. It's just amazing. It boggles my mind that not only that they are having fun, but that I'm the impetus for this. And it's been a journey, but it makes me feel so good to know that I've made a positive influence on a lot of lives.
So the end of that last day,
I hate it.
Inside your head, you're thinking to yourself, is this all worth it? The answer has always been... Oh, yeah, absolutely. Right down the line. In fact, the last day of Faire, I want to cry because it's over. And I don't want it to be over. It is true. It is true. I do not want it to be over. I don't want to say goodbye to my friends. I want to, make more people happy. When it's over, I'm just sad. And, there's a lot to be said for that, because if you're doing something that is so, year-round overwhelming, this is a big production. Mm-hmm. Intensive. It's very intensive. And as you're doing it, you wonder, oh my God, is this worth it? Aish. But, when it all boils down to it, at the end, when you're doing something this big, a lot of people in the end of something go, oh, thank God that's over with. Oh my gosh, I'm exhausted. Okay, I might be exhausted, but I want more. I hate it when Faire's over. You don't want to say goodbye.
I don't want to say goodbye to any of it.
However, we are going to be saying goodbye to our listeners. This has been the Canterbury podcast. Hopefully we'll be getting some more of these with some more of our cast of characters to let you know their thoughts and answer some more questions that you might have.
We have some great characters, too.
So Nancy, I want to thank you very much for your time, for all the effort you've been putting in, for you and your staff helping put this fair on together for us to enjoy. Glad to know that you love it as much as we do.
Oh my gosh, yeah.
And so this is Canterbury Faire Podcast signing off. Hopefully we'll be seeing you again shortly with more installments. Go ahead and hit the subscribe button if you want to get notifications when the next part comes up. I believe that is going to be young Alison White, the queen of the fair. Find out more about Canterbury Faire, please check out our website, canterburyfaire.com. That's Canterbury Faire with an E.com. Thank you very much.